Hey, what's happening?
What's up, good people? I am QB for Culturalist Theory, and
Man, holla at your boy, CJ Williams, Coachless Theory. It's our first live.
yeah, it is our first live.
CT live.
I think this is the best time to do it. End of the year, give everybody a recap of the great albums that we heard over the year. So we're gonna give them 22 of 2022.
Yeah, we didn't want to do top 10 because it's too easy. We didn't want to do top 20.
No,
We want to do top 22 of 2022, and that's what we're here for. It's all hip hop, by the way, even though we are going to touch on R&B a little bit later.
yeah, but it's an all hip hop list. You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's not wait, man, because we're going to be here a minute with these 22. We appreciate y'all hanging out. Tim Sanchez, I see you, baby. What's happening?
What's up, man? All right, so 22, we have Babyface Ray Face.
Ooh, Babyface Ray Face. Shout out to Detroit, man. Some bad news has hit Babyface Ray since we made this list. He is currently, I believe he's still locked up. He got pulled over. There's a whole bunch of shit that done happened to Babyface Ray. But besides that fact, he had a fire album that came out earlier this year. And it's tricky when you're at the bottom of the list, right? Like, I feel like everybody's list toward the bottom will be different. There's a lot of wild cards.
Yeah.
And so there may be a lot of people like, Babyface Ray, what are you talking? It's 22. But it's fire. Don't sleep on it. Shout out to Detroit.
Do you think a lot of people added Babyface Ray to their list?
It depends on how deep they list is. Because most people are doing top 10s. Let's be honest. If it's a top 20, 22, it was a nice low-key pick for me.
I got you. So at 21, we got The Game, Drillmatic, Heart versus Mind.
Yeah, The Game, I like The Game a lot. I'm a big fan. I know he gets on a lot of people's nerves. Because he does a lot of things that can be considered like trolling. He's been name dropping for years now, and he uses a lot of what I call cheat code samples, like which are samples of hits that were either most recently or 10, 15 years back. And so that's a little bit of a cheat code. With that being said, I still thought the album was fire. That's probably one of our most controversial lists, though. That game albums ranked. People slaughtered us for that.
They were super hot. But that's okay. He gave us a nice, almost 2-hour long album, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was dope. If you want to know, he called it his best album ever. That's cap. But if you want to see where we got it on our list, make sure you check out that game albums ranked list too. It's in our shit, man. Go look at it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so before we get too deep into this list, we want to let everybody know what Culturalist Theory is, what we're doing here, and how we got started. CJ, you want to kick us off? Or?
Yeah, for sure, man. Real quick, if you're new to this, salute to y'all. If you've been rocking with us since day one, which hasn't been that long ago, salute to you too.
For sure.
But we started this in February of this year. We saw other channels doing like list type content, but they didn't do it for the shit that we were into. You know what I mean? So we decided, let's take it upon ourselves, do something with like high quality, you know what I mean, with nice production value. But we want to do a list style with hip hop and R&B because we didn't see a lot of that on a consistent basis from specific channels. So that's why we started this in February 22, man. And we had a goal, y'all. We had a goal for subs that we wanted by year one. And I think we passed it in like month 2. So salute to y'all, man. We rock with y'all heavy, bro.
We really appreciate y'all. And another thing, about us starting a list is that we wanted to make sure we touched on people who, haven't really gotten their flowers. So you'll see the Faith. You'll see the No Limit list, 97, 98, 99, which really did numbers for us. So salute to y'all for watching that one.
Red Man.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate it at the end of the day. That's all we went to say. All right, we can get back to the list now.
Okay, cool. Number 20, we got Gunna, DS Forever.
Hey, man. And I'm not the biggest Gunna fan, I'm going to be honest. However, my group chat wore me out because I hopped on it. I was like, man, Gunna, I don't want to try to hear that. This album has some heat on it, bro. Like, I can't even front.
You got it number 20.
I got it number 20. I had to swallow my tongue, or swallow my words. And I had to give it to him like, yo, this is fire. It's super dope. So, yeah, Gunna at number 20. Of course, he had bigger fish to fry this year. Mm-hmm. But shout out to Gunna. He's free now, despite what the internet may say about we ain't getting in all that. I don't know nothing about any of that.
He got out of there, though.
Yeah, he got out of there. He's like, y'all can have this shit. But, yeah, so shout out to Gunna, DS4. Some bangers on there.
For sure. Number 19, Side Ari the Kid, The Shadow in the Shade.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's a teaser of number 18. But number 19, Sayari the Kid, The Shadow in the Shade. First of all, I think that's kind of a fire album title, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, when we do these lists of these rankings, there's always a sleeper in people's catalogs.
I agree.
Doing a year-end list is no different. There's going to be a sleeper. In my opinion, Sayari the Kid, The Shadow in the Shade is that sleeper. Like, if you're not familiar with this, he used to be signed to Cash Money. He's a singer, songwriter, rapper. I prefer the rapping over the singing. And this is a rap album, just for the record. Mm-hmm. It's got like the soul samples and shit, man. Like, please, y'all, if y'all are not familiar, check out Sayari, The Shadow in the Shade. He dropped a sequel later on in the year, but I prefer the first one better.
Why?
I don't know. I just think it's better material, and it's got one of my favorite songs of the year called "Word to My Uncle." It's that shit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh my god! So yeah, shout out to Sayari. We had to have at least one independent person on the list. We can't just have all major shit.
Well, speaking of major shit, number 18, we got Lotto 777.
Yeah, hey man, listen. The artist formerly known as Mulatto.
Blah.
Blah. She rightfully so switched up her brand. Perfect timing because she had a huge year. We all know the record, Big Energy. She had the Sunshine joint with Lil Wayne and my guy, Childish Gambino. I'm a big Childish Gambino fan. And she had like TikTok joints and did like street records and then radio records. Like she had a little bit of everything. Like this is what you want on your album if you're rebranding yourself, reintroducing yourself. So I think she's super dope. And she had a big year.
Definitely.
You rock with Lotto? Southside?
I do. I do love some Lotto because I am also from the Southside, not Clayco though.
For sure.
But I thought she, like you said, she really had a balanced project and showed that she had versatility to do a lot of different things and not just one type of music. I mean, shout out to her for getting the Grammy nom, but
true.
Everybody wasn't rocking with that. That's okay. Yeah. Because she did her thing.
Yeah, man. Lotto. Check that Lotto out if you slept.
Fact. Number 17 got DJ Khaled, God Did.
Now, I know people are going to be looking like, bro, DJ Khaled, bro. I get it. He's annoying.
Yes.
Listen, he's annoying. He gets on my nerves, your nerves, everybody that's commenting and listening. He get on their nerves too. And he does, because he does a whole lot of over-promising and under-delivering. However, this album was kind of fire, though. Like, I'm not going to front. I feel like he stuck to the script with the whole God Did theme. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has several joints on there that kind of had that, I ain't gonna say like religious, but kind of like how Donda was. Like,
I mean, he is very religious, though.
True.
Like, he gets in his religion bag. I don't think it affects his music as much as a Donda or,
for sure.
You know.
Like a Lecrae or something like that.
That was definitely not Lecrae, but but yeah, facts. He gets in there.
But I think he had enough joints right here to stick to that theme. Because a lot of people always ask, yo, what does DJ Khaled do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he makes calls. He makes phone calls and gets the people in the studio, and that's a job in itself.
It may be, but to be 10, 12, 13 albums deep, it's like, I'm sure people have like a deep Rolodex and can make calls happen. But I think this album, he showed what he actually does because it's more cohesive than this other stuff. There's some bangers on here. Okay,
so how many more DJ Khaled albums like this do you want to see?
If it's this quality, he can keep it going. But I ain't gonna lie, he's got like 3 that are good if we keeping it a stack.
I'm saying, though, he calls on the same people to collaborate, though, and it's like only so many of those, like you say, are actually good. If you rank those, like the same collaborators in their songs, it would be like a short list.
That's true. Yeah, listen, Khaled bothers me just like y'all, and you apparently. But, apparently. But it's a good album, though. Every once in a while, he's one for like 8. One every 8 albums he's popping. So hey, whatever works. Terrence, what's good, man? That's my guy.
I'll give it to you. All right, let's move on.
Let's get it. What's next?
Number 16, we got Conway, God Don't Make Mistakes.
God Don't Make Mistakes. That's another fire album title. Conway, 1/3 of Griselda. I'm a big Griselda fan. Honestly, I have to hold back from having all Griselda albums in the top 10. Like I gotta chill out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta space it out just a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want to seem too biased. But this album was dope. Conway can rap his ass off. He's got a song on there called Stressed that I really think people need to listen to. Strong Friends especially. You know what I mean? He goes on there and says, yo, does anybody care that I'm stressed? I'm like, damn, that's kind of deep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he up right now. He's doing well for himself. So to be that vulnerable, I think that's important. And I think it creates buy-in with the fan base.
Yeah, he definitely has some like really personal records on here. And they, like you say, they get really to connect you with your audience and what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Speaking of connecting with the audience.
Yeah, man. Let's toss that first one out the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna tell you a little bit about us, about where we come from. So CJ, tell us where you're from.
Yeah, because we had a comment. Shout out to Kevin Robinson. He commented on the 8 Ball of MJG. He asked where we were from. Or it's on the 8 Ball of MJG, he said, yo, I wonder if the host is from the South. So we're like, yo, they don't really know anything about us, so I guess we can throw a little bit something about who we are, where we're from.
We are from the South.
And so to answer your question, yes, we're from the South. Ironically, the comment it was the 8 Ball MJG, and they are from Tennessee. I am also from Tennessee. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, to be exact. You, on the other hand, are one of 8 people born and raised in Atlanta that's still in Atlanta.
Unicorns. But apparently, because I'm from College Park, that's not Atlanta, but...
Depending on who you ask.
I mean, I still wear the sweatshirt. So, yeah, I grew up on the south side of Atlanta. So I know a lot of people around College Park, Atlanta, East Point, all the jazz.
That's Outkast, right? Outkast, Luda.
Monica. Obviously, Lotto.
2 Chainz.
Who's not from the South?
There you go. That's what's up. Hey, do us a favor, though. Everybody on the live, first of all, shout out to y'all. Second, throw a comment where you from. We want to know where everybody else from, man. Throw it in the comments. Where you from? City, state. You ain't got to go no deeper than that. We don't need zip codes and shit. None of that matters. We need city and state. Shout out your city, man. Rep where you from. We'd appreciate it. Does that mean we on back to the list?
Yes, back to the list.
Number 15. What we got?
We got another A-Town representative, Jeezy, Snowfall.
A-Town heavy in the list, man. Now look, Jeezy's last couple of albums have been, how can I say this? Mid.
Okay. That's being very generous.
I'll be politically correct. I'll say mid. But when he announced that he was getting back with DJ Drama, doing the Gangsta Grills, that brings back memories. I wasn't here yet. You'd have to tell me how BMF had the city on smash. I wasn't here to experience it, but I heard it was heavy. I knew the music very well, and so I was excited to hear what that was talking about. Thank God they got back to the magic and to what got him in this place to begin with, because this album had bangers on it, without question.
Yeah, I really like this album too. Like you say, it really reminded me of like classic Jeezy and like really getting back to the bars that brought the Snowman, to prominence and what he wanted to do. So I was really happy to see that. Number 14.
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4.
Tana Talk 4, another Griselda joint. I told you I could have 10 Griselda albums on here. I'm that big of a fan. Benny is probably my favorite out of all of them. He had the joint with J. Cole. J. Cole arguably had verse of the year on that song too, that Johnny P's Cadillac.
Yeah.
That's my joint. But Benny is super dope. He's been on a roll lately. I don't think this is as good as the album from 2 years ago, but I do think it's a banger, and it definitely deserves to be on this list. And shout out to my guy Andy. I see you, big dog. My guy from England across the water. What's poppin', Andy? That's my guy right there.
What's up, man?
Yo, but yeah, no, this Benny is fire. They on a roll. He's cooking with hot grease right now.
All right, so number 13. We're going to move on. Smino, Love for Rent.
Man, shout out to St. Louis. If you watching, salute. Man, it took me a while to get into Smino. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like I've been on him since day one. I've heard the name.
Yeah.
Didn't really check him out yet. I needed to get some more people to gas me up on it. This was the album that people gassed me up on. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to check it out. And it's a vibe, as the kids say, as you youngsters would say. It is definitely a vibe. It's got the throwback samples on there from like the mid to late 90s. But like, and a lot of like the beat flows and beat switch ups and stuff. So it's a really dope, cool kickback album. If I was young and still went to house parties, I could see this being played and I wouldn't be mad at it. You could probably let it go all the way through for sure.
If it's a house party, are people dancing at this house party, or it's just a vibe?
I know
It's a kickback.
Yeah, it is a kickback. Yeah. Not a house party. Not at my. Do people do house parties still?
Yes,
Really?
they do.
Are you gonna hold a house party? I'm pulling
I
up.
will not. If anything's going down in my house, it will be a kickback. People will not be tearing up my shit.
This is perfect kickback music. Shout out to Smino.
For sure. Number 12, Larry June, Spaceships on the Blade. Speaking of album titles.
That's hard.
Yeah.
A hard album title. Hard album cover. Whips. I'm a big Larry June fan. My homeboy, shout out my homeboy J Hove. He tried to put me on Larry June about 3 years ago, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, nah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna hold up. You know when somebody try to put you on something new, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna hold up. I was dead wrong. He's one of my favorite rappers right now. He's coming from San Francisco.
Yep.
Very kind of like Dom Kennedy vibe, if y'all are into that, which I wasn't a big fan of, but I like this version of Dom, which is Larry June. He's just kind of like a newer version of it, 2022 version. Mm-hmm. I think he's fire. This album is very dope. Dope production from Alchemist on here. Y'all check out that Breakfast in Monaco video. It's super dope. Huge fan of Larry June. Like good player shit. We're pushing P with Larry June.
All right, number 11, Future, I Never Liked You.
Shout out to Future, man. ATL, y'all.
I mean, we deep in here.
Y'all kind of thick on here, man. I ain't gonna lie. Future, like, so ever since Future came out, his style has been bitten by pretty much everybody. Yeah, it's that like that. There's everybody is doing some form of Future out here in these streets. All the young people at least. And so it always takes Future. I always wonder when he comes back out, how is he going to sound? Like, how do you address that when there's so many people doing versions of you and some of them doing it at a high level?
Yeah,
what does that mean for the originator? You know what I mean? So I'm always interested and intrigued to see what he's going to do. He came back out. This album was fire. He reminded a lot of people who was the OG of this. And I got to give it to him, man. The toxicity, is that how you say it? It's on another level. I Never Liked You. The album cover is hilarious. Like, come on, in the back of the Maybach do you sleep with one of those?
Hell no.
Yeah, who sleeps with one of those?
They won't even stay on your face.
That's what I'm saying.
But
it's funny.
You think he leaned too far into it? Like, because there are other people that are doing it on a high level that it's like a parody of a parody?
No, if it was bad, it would feel like that. But I think he is the originator, and it's always refreshing when the person who started it is able to do it again and do it at a high level. But if the second he goes stale and the songs aren't hitting no more, it will feel like that.
Yeah, but he definitely, like you said, brought some radio hits. That Drake and Tim's feature.
Man, come on now. Like, that's probably on the radio. That Wait For You is on the radio right now. I guarantee you. Whatever city, it's probably on the radio in England right now. Like, dude, they play that shit nonstop.
That shit's everywhere. International record with international people, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we want to shout out to the people who've been holding us down this year.
Yeah, you got to throw it harder than that. We got to toss that.
Well, I'll toss the next one.
All right, fair enough. Super thanks.
We'll shout out to Soul Taker and T Nice.
Hey, man. So the super thanks button, that means a lot. First of all, every subscriber means a lot. Because, again, as I mentioned earlier, we had goals. You know what I mean? Yeah. We had goals. We plotted this shit out for a long time before we actually hit play on the channel. And we had a lot of goals, and they have been met a lot earlier than we had anticipated. So when people give super thanks, it takes a lot of work to do this stuff. It's a lot of long nights writing a lot of these lists. It's a lot going on, man. And so we want to give super thanks to Soul Taker and T Nice. They've been along for the ride for a long time, or since day one, from what I can remember. And so super salute to them for the super thanks. We appreciate it greatly.
Yeah, we definitely too want to give a shout out to our contributors. Got DJ T-Bex, see you in the chat. Tim Sanchez, Cam, and Al Zappa. Alex, we see you too.
Absolutely, man. Hey, salute to the guys. They work hard putting these lists together, helping us out with them. Without them, it would just be me and her, and things would be coming at a much slower pace.
Yeah, I get one a month.
Man, dog. We also got some serial commenters too, man, that's hopping in.
For sure. I love these people because they always show love, but they always give us something that we didn't know. So
for sure.
Especially Cameron Sheen, Nicole Sherman, Ken Terminates DQ, Emeka Oswagu, Furious Styles, Ben Cromwell, and Alonzo Darrow.
Shout out to everybody that comments, but we see these because we read all of them. Let's be clear. Whether y'all hate the video, whether y'all love the video, we read every last one of the comments. We try to respond to every last one of the comments. But super shout out to these individuals, amongst many others. It's too many to name. We can't name off everybody that, you know what I mean, that hits us up. But shout out to them. Cameron Sheen especially. Hey, if we have anything off in the video, my guy is going to let us know. Cameron's going to let us know, yo, at the 5 minute and 6 second mark, what you meant to say was this.
Yes.
So shout out to them. They don't take it the wrong way. If something is a little off, they show love. Shout out to Nicole Sherman, too, who has successfully guessed the next video somehow, some way, like 3 or 4 times. I don't know how she do it. She might be clairvoyant.
She got the inside track, bro.
Clearly.
But, you know, what I was going to say, too, is Cameron got that inside track because Cameron be coming with some stories that you had to know.
Facts.
And I don't know who you know or, you know, what you've been doing in your former life or your life right now, but appreciate you always hipping us to some more game on the comment section.
Absolutely. Ken Terminates, we see you, big dog. We appreciate your comment, man. Q Smooth, he been there since day 1, too. What's popping?
Love y'all.
You got to toss this next one. There we go.
Ooh.
There we go.
All right.
We on number 10. What we got?
Number 10, we got Westside Boogie, More Black Superheroes.
Hey, man, listen. I don't know what Eminem is doing over there at Shady Records. Like, he doesn't really promote the team like how he's supposed to. But Westside Boogie is so dope to me. And so, spoiler alert, we have 2 videos coming out this week, in addition to this live, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll have a full version of the top 10 albums, like chopped up how we normally do. We'll have that for people to watch. And then we're going to have a top 10 disappointed albums this year.
Let's talk about this disappointing
album. You may see an album that's on the top 22 list that is also on the disappointment list. And that doesn't mean, disappointed doesn't mean slaw. It doesn't mean trash. Like, let's be very clear. It just means that maybe expectations are higher for this particular body of work. Mm-hmm. You might see Westside Boogie's name on that too. I don't want people to get confused.
We got Westside Boogie right here at top 10.
Yes.
But you telling me
yes.
that maybe I'll see him on the disappointing list?
Maybe, because I don't know what Eminem is doing at Shady. He's got a nice, even Conway, the Conway album was on Shady, but you would never know it. I don't know if how he's trying to build his team. But I believe there's strength in numbers, and you need to have like a compilation project with these dope ass artists or something to have a bigger push, because this album didn't get a lot of buzz. It didn't do a lot of big numbers, and it fell under the radar for a lot. But for me, it hit right on the nose. But I know a lot of people that this disappointed, this let down. That's all I'm saying.
So should Eminem go on a press run?
He just needs to take notes from Kanye when he had good music popping. Mm-hmm. Dreamville, like what J. Cole is doing, Griselda, what Westside Gunn is doing. Like, it's all about camps and cliques now. Like, you need to be able to associate one with the other, and I think he's dropping the ball with that, like, heavy. Westside Boogie dope, though. I love the album.
He has a lot of talent on his roster, too. It's
That's
not like
no
bullshit.
And it's Eminem. One tweet, and everybody's going to check for whoever it is that he's talking about. And shout out to More Black Superheroes. Fire name for an album.
Another one.
What we got? Number 9.
Number 9, Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future.
Ooh. That's kind of a high line, though. Melt my eyes, see your future. That's kind of fire.
I did. I had to look up what it meant.
What does it mean? Did you find something?
I found something.
Okay.
And
so wait, this ain't something he made up. This is an actual saying.
Well, I don't know if it's an actual saying, but he said there's meaning to it, like it's a metaphor or whatever. So Cameron, can tell me if I'm wrong.
Shout out to Cameron.
Melt my eyes is a metaphor for people's tendency to avoid facing difficult topics in day-to-day life, while see your future is motivation for moving on to putting one's past behind and focusing on what's yet to come.
Oh, that's hard, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of fire.
Did you get all that from the record?
I did.
Good.
That's why it's in the top 10.
Then it worked.
Shout out to Denzel Curry. I have been following him for a minute, and I always thought he had talent, but I thought the material never really quite. It's kind of like Luther's Curl. Mm-hmm. It never really quite, but this project, he finally got it the way it needed to be got. This Denzel Curry is definitely banging. I felt like a lot of people slept on this. He was one of the people that was vocal about the Grammys rap category, the nominees. Like, he was pissed. He was like, "Oh, Jack Harlow." So he was angry tweeting. And you know what? When you listen to his album, you should feel why he was upset. And he wasn't just writing for his album. He was also writing for other people's West Side Boogies and a couple of other artists that didn't get nominated, Vince Staples, that probably should have. So shout out to Denzel Curry. He didn't make it all about him. He made it about the culture. And I respect it, man. So, and this album is fire, by the way. Please, y'all check out this shit. He's got mellow joints and he got turned up joints. Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. That's fire.
Did he compare Jack Harlow to Macklemore? Or
if Jack Harlow wins, a lot of people are going to compare it to Macklemore because Kendrick is also nominated. And Kendrick lost to Macklemore, which was the biggest travesty of Grammy history. And we will have a list of the times that the Grammys messed up.
Grammys got it wrong.
Coming soon.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Okay. I had one more about that, but
Talk to me.
Do you think that the Grammys should have another category for rap? Like, I don't know if you can like really separate rap and hip hop, but it seems like those artists that you mentioned, West Side Boogie, Ben Staples, are very hip hop heavy. Like, you have to be in the culture to know what's up versus the radio. I mean, I guess it could be the same for like a country music thing, like pop country versus what's really country and Western music.
True.
So I don't know.
I just think they need different people on the board. Because historically, they would pick what was popular, like a single.
Yeah, I got
which is how Macklemore beats Kendrick.
Wild.
But last year, if you look at the nominees, they finally got it right. Like, they had some under the radar people. And it's like, oh, shit, who on the Grammy board? And that's like, wait, what they know about that? It was a lot of that.
Right.
Now they're back to the... Oh, Jack Harlow, he's got a hot song? Yeah, put his album on there. Yeah, just throw his album on there.
And Post Malone. So
yeah, Post Malone, do all that.
I mean, you're not going to hate on like the Post Malone, Jack Harlow just because they, are who they are, but they are making more like mainstream type of records. And it's not like they really dig in deep.
Jack Harlow had a really hot song. That song definitely should have been nominated. The album, not so much. That's all.
Okay.
Give him the song. It's cool.
How about it? Number 8, we got Nas, King's Disease 3.
Hey, man. Nostradamus, Nasir, Godson, whatever you want to call him.
Mr. Jones.
Listen, Mr. Jones, put some respect on his name. He has been killing shit. And I know a lot of people out there going to feel me. Why couldn't he have discovered Hit Boy like 10, 15 years prior to this? I know Hit Boy is like half his age or whatever. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Where has he been his whole life? Like, Nas, the biggest knock on Nas is his production. And it's not, let's be real, a lot of people exaggerate that. Like, it's not that bad. But his lyrical ability has been head and shoulders over the production that he's picked.
Fact.
So now he's finally got somebody that he's locked himself in the lab with. And it's like, yo, this shit, man, they are on a roll. They've had 4 projects. All 4 of them are fire. Some are better than the other. You could argue this is arguably the best one.
You think so?
Man, it's close. It's very close.
I like all of them. I would say this is not my favorite one. I like King's Disease 2.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm not mad at it being number 8 because I think it is a fire collab, and I think he and Hit Boy are doing great work.
Yeah, Peanut Butter and Jelly, man. They killing it right now. This makes me wish like super dope artists would just lock themselves in with one producer because nobody really does that anymore. Like, you'll get Alchemist, he'll maybe do like an EP or something, but like this doesn't happen as often as it should, in my humble opinion.
Like the literal Michael and Quincy.
Exactly.
Like, we really about to go on a run.
No features on this album, just them two.
Yeah.
And a composition notepad. Or a BlackBerry with the scroll. I don't know. Whatever the hell Nas look like he might still use a BlackBerry to write.
He got a Palm Pilot somewhere. His Palm Pilot stays charged up.
Number 6, what we got?
We on number 7.
Oh, shit, my bad.
We on 7, and we got Jid, The Forever Story.
Atlanta again. I'm tired of Atlanta people. Oh, no more Atlanta. I got to redo this list. We got too many Atlanta people on here.
We just doing shit.
What in the hell? Dreamville, spoke about that earlier. This was one of them ones, like, okay, so he's super dope, right? But I feel like you have to be really listening to his albums to really, like, grasp what it is that he's on. And you can't halfway listen. So when this came out, I wasn't in the position to really sit down and like absorb it. So I waited. I sat on it for a minute, pause. And when I finally got to it though, I was like, yo. Because people was talking about like it was album of the year. I was like, chill with the gas. You know how people get the gas and shit. Like, chill. It's not album of the year.
Close.
Not until I hear it first, at least. Let me hear it. Mm-hmm. It's dope. I'm not even gonna lie. It's dope as hell. He dope. I feel like J. Cole got a low key all-star on his squad. This is a fire album, and I wouldn't be mad if somebody had it higher on their list. I wouldn't be mad. I got to it late, so it's really my fault.
Do you think that like he could have done something to get higher on your list, or you think he's exactly where
I think
he could be?
I think this is one of those ones where maybe 6 months from now, if I could redo this list, this might end up being higher. Like I said, I waited to hear it, but I just like that he's able to. I like better when he raps a little bit slower because it's a little more clearer, in my opinion. And then when he raps fast, you could argue he's trying to get his Kendrick Lamar on just a little bit too much. That's my only knock. So just finding more of an identity for himself would be my only knock, and that's a small critique because he nice. He's super nice.
Okay.
Shout out to Atlanta again. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all getting on my nerves.
Let's go to number 6. I thought this dude was from Atlanta, but he's not. It might have been the Gibb versus Freddie Gibbs. But anyway, number 6 is Freddie Gibbs, Soul Separately.
Yeah, man. Triple S. This was delayed like hell, like almost all year. He had been getting into he had been making headlines for things that you don't want to make headlines for. He's got various rap beefs. He has embraced the social media kind of villain role. I'm not necessarily here for that, and I'm a big Freddie Gibbs fan. I'm not here for the character stuff. Like I'm good on that. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to making his music, he got that in the bag. Gary, Indiana is where Freddie Gibbs is repping. Him and Michael Jackson. Speaking of Michael and Quincy,
all of them.
Yeah, exactly, all of them. But this album is dope. Now, we mentioned the disappointed list.
We did mention the disappointing list.
We mentioned there may be some overlap from this list to that one.
Mm. So you think expectations were super high for Gibbs, but he did.
Facts.
He had a lot of features on this.
For sure.
Do you think he had too many?
Possibly. That may have hurt. And again, it's at number 6 for a reason. However, his last 2, Bandana and Alfredo, you could argue were 1 and if it maybe 2 of the year that they came out. So when you look at it that way, going from number 1 to number 6 is still trending in the wrong direction, even if it's a mild disappointment.
Well, yeah, that is disappointing. We're not winning. We're definitely losing.
Yeah, if you're not in first place, you last. Shout out to Ricky Bobby.
You can't have 2 number 1s.
Going next. Oh, wait, you had something for Freddie? Talk to me.
No, I ain't got it. Oh, you know what? I did want to ask about Freddie. It's like, if this was his first major label debut and he was doing everything else independent,
yep.
Do you think that helped or hurt?
That's a good point. That may have hurt because now he's trying to do records with people he may or may not connect with. Like he had a single with Moneybagg Yo. Everybody has a single with Moneybagg Yo.
Moneybags getting to it.
He getting to it. He getting to the Moneybags. I ain't mad at him. But sometimes when you're on that major label and there's that big bag behind you, then they make you like, yo, go do the radio record, go do this record, go do this type. We need this type. We need this type. And so that may have clouded it a little bit. But I don't think it just like deaded it though. There was only a little bit of that, not too much. He still mixed it in with the hip hop rapidy rap shit that I like.
The rapidy rap.
For sure.
All right.
Next, you got to throw it. There you go. We're tossing them. Got the Oprah cards in here. Feeling special.
Before we get to our top 5, we're going to let you guys in on a few of our R&B favorites because we didn't do a full R&B list. So we'll just let you know a few other ones that caught our attention over the year. Of course, SZA came out not too long ago. SZA with SOS. Beyonce, obviously, is doing numbers with Renaissance.
For sure.
Mary J. Blige probably is a sleeper, even though she's she's a vet in the game. We did her ranking. That was funny.
Yeah, it was.
So, Good Morning Gorgeous was definitely, it was a good album if you want to check it out. It's a modern sound, but not too modern, so it doesn't feel like she's your auntie trying to do something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Ella Mae's album was good. Heart on My Sleeve. Chris Brown, Breezy, and Brent Faiyaz with Wasteland.
There was definitely some R&B heat this year. A lot of people say R&B dead. Do you believe R&B is dead?
No.
Is it on life support?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
it's alive and well.
It's alive and evolving, like a lot of things are. I think everything has its turn in the sun. There are different kinds of R&B now.
True.
You have your sad girl R&B. You have your toxic boy R&B.
For sure.
So I think everyone has a lane, and there's just gonna be room for everybody.
Puff said he's gonna bring it back.
He can't.
He can't?
No.
He got the. Why not?
Why would he?
Because there's an open lane. There's a lane for it.
Is his R&B the R&B that people want?
He's done it before.
It was like 30 years ago. Just 30 years ago. Let somebody else do it. He's okay. You know, he's got a brand new baby. See about that.
So he's all about love right now. That's what I'm saying.
Love.
He's in his feels.
But anyway, he's almost as toxic as Future. Like,
damn.
Just because he has this one new baby, but he's been around.
True.
And he's still around. So
I'll say this. There was a couple of albums that I rock with. I really like the Ella Mae.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Heart on My Sleeve was super dope. I like SZA's project too. That Beyonce was fire though.
Yes.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like that one, I get it. Like, I can't bang with everything on there, but I understand why people are in line for tickets already and they're not for sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You know what I mean? My wife especially. She might take off work just to buy the tickets. Like, that's how serious it is.
I thought it was going to be a one and done. Like, she always does something different with her albums, and I was going to be like, oh, okay, that was cool. That was cute. Almost like what Drake did with Honestly Nevermind.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's interesting. But then I was like, started listening to it. Obviously, the TikTok thing came up with Cuff It, and so it was everywhere. But even giving those non-TikTok songs like another listen, like, she goes hard.
Nah, that Beyonce banging. Like, I get the hype behind it. And that concert gonna go stupid.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Tickets gonna be ridiculous. Y'all let us know what some of y'all favorite R&B joints too, man. Throw them in the chat for your boy one time. We moving right along, man. We flying through this.
We got another card to go.
But I hope I didn't throw 2 cards. Damn, we got one more?
Yeah, I got one.
Thought I threw 2. That would have been trash.
I got one left.
Okay, cool. This is our top 5. Before we get to it though.
What's up?
Y'all let us know y'all top 5 albums too. I know people have been commenting this whole time. Matter of fact, I'm finna jump in here. Hey man, Ken, I see you. Ken said that J. Cole list is overdue. He's right.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. We're working on it. Here's the thing though, Ken. It's always tricky making lists of people who are currently active.
Yeah.
Because then what happens, you get a situation like we had with Nas, and we'll make a list, write it, record it, edit it.
Yeah.
And then he'll announce he has an album coming out in 2 weeks.
Oops.
And then we got to go back to the drawing board and do the whole thing all over again.
You know that happened with stuff that we already put out too, because that happened with Neo.
Yep.
When Neo came out, I think a couple weeks later he dropped an album.
Beyonce. Yep.
So we had just done, well, not just, I think hers was one of the first one that we did, but she released something. Only person who hasn't is like Rihanna.
Yeah, and we don't plan on that. That probably ain't gonna never happen.
So we're good on that one.
Exactly. Yeah, we ain't gotta worry about no Rihanna album.
That list is good.
But the J. Cole, with that being said, we're still working on all of the ones, man. Even the people that are active, we can keep them in the tuck. Hopefully they don't drop anytime soon. But yeah, we're working on a lot. We read all of the comments. I say that again. So when people throw lists in the chat, we see all of them. We love the suggestions. Please keep them coming. But man, yeah, just give us a second.
Yeah.
Just a second. Okay, my bad. Now we can get to the top 5.
We're working on it. Number 5, Joey Badass 2000.
Now, remember I said the disappointing list was coming? Nah, look. Joey Badass 2000. Some people didn't really feel this album. I thought it was fire. Obviously, it's on my top 5. This is a stark comparison to his last project, All American Badass, which was much more politically driven, much more serious. This one is way more laid back. This is giving me like summertime in Harlem, even though I've never been to Harlem in the summertime. I am imagining this is what it feels like. It's a
Brooklyn,
dope.
though.
Maybe Brooklyn?
Yeah.
You been to Brooklyn in the summertime?
No, I ain't been to Brooklyn. I'm saying he's from Brooklyn, so maybe it's Brooklyn in the summer.
Yeah, maybe it's, I don't know, one of those boroughs in the summertime. It's got to be one of them. But it's a feel-good project. I think it works on shuffle just as well as it does from A to Z. This surprised me, and I'll probably have this higher on my list than a lot of other people do, honestly. But I thought it was dope. If you don't have it on your list, make sure you check it out. Ken, thank you. Make sure you check it out.
You think it was worth the wait?
Yeah, because it took a minute for it to come out. In my opinion, it was. This got more burn than the last one, because you can only do so much with like a heavily deep, politically charged. Like, how often do you want to revisit that type of vibe? It doesn't have.
All right.
Do you feel like feeling like that? Like, you don't always want to feel like feeling like it.
No, I feel you.
So the replay value isn't there with that. I think this one has it though.
Okay. We got number 4.
Yeah, let's get to it.
I already got Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart.
Ooh, Vincent H. Staples. No, I don't know if that's his middle name. Vince Staples. This shit is so dope. He's on a roll. I remember when he first came out, people used to make fun of Vince Staples, saying his beats sound like video game soundtracks. Like, that was the joke. Like, his production wasn't really hitting on nothing. He always been able to rap, but just because you can rap doesn't mean you can make music, so to speak.
Yeah.
This project, the last project, he is finally connecting the dots. This shit is straight through. When Sparks Fly is probably my favorite joint on there. But this is a really dope album. Free the Homies is fire. This shit is straight through. He is in his bag with these last 2 projects, man. If you are not familiar, please get familiar. Shout out to Long Beach, Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. Yeah. Super dope.
Also, check out his cameo on Abbott Elementary.
Hey, yo, he's funny though. Like, you know what's funny you say that? Because I say this in the review, which will be coming tomorrow. The actual video, we'll be dropping it tomorrow. I say this in that I think he has a future in TV. Similar to how Lil Dicky kind of, you know what I'm saying, transferred.
I love Dave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dave is hilarious. Vince has a history of making those type of skits and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't either. If we look up one day and right after Dave, it's Vince on FX.
FX does good work with them too. So
I agree. That Atlanta was the shit.
Kevin Hart got the bag.
Yeah.
Number 3, I think this one, I don't know. Anyway, gonna go with it.
Talk
Drake.
to me. Yep.
Drake and 21 Savage, Her Loss.
Hey, man. So, look, okay. Let me be transparent.
Let's hear it.
I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Love Aubrey.
I do. With that being said, the projects, the Honestly Nevermind, that was a skip.
I liked it.
Really?
I really did.
I gotta hear it. I gotta go to like Greece and listen to it. Like, I gotta get my paper up, go on a trip on a yacht in Greece, and then press play, and I think it may hit different.
Okay.
But in the south side of Atlanta, it didn't connect with me. I'm not gonna
Next
lie.
year.
Okay. Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe at the Culturalist Theory brunch.
Yes.
In Greece. I'm speaking that into existence.
We'll see y'all there.
We'll see y'all there. But it didn't connect with me. Certified Lover Boy, I thought was cool, but it was a step back from Scorpion, in my opinion. And plus, I thought it came out at the same time as Donda, and I thought Donda was much more refreshing. It was much more original.
Okay.
And CLB was kind of stale. So with that being said, he needed a bounce back in the worst way. I got to put the card down. Let's talk about this. He needed 21 Savage. This collab he needed in the worst way for those 2 reasons. And then you got 21. He needed this because, in my opinion, he can only do so much with him and Metro Boomin by themselves.
Okay.
Like, he needed something to balance out what he does. And since they collab so well, the song on Honestly Nevermind, the last record, the Jimmy Crooks that everybody bangs, that was a fire record. I feel like they need each other, and this was the perfect timing for this, and I think it worked. I think this shit got bangers. Bangers, bangers, bangers. You're looking skeptical.
I agree. I heard it in the gym yesterday. They played it straight through with the clean version, though, obviously.
What?
I mean, it's a small gym.
All right,
There's
fair
old
enough.
people in there.
Fair enough.
So, but when you say, lock yourself in the studio, 21 Savage, Metro Boomin got a whole thing going on. Yeah. So you think after so many projects, it gets stale? I mean, how could they refresh it without adding Drake?
I have a feeling about, hear me out before I say this. Everybody hear me out. I'm not that big of a fan of Metro Boomin production.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
But this is what I mean by that. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of the records that come from it. The beat, if we just walked in the studio right now, he was just playing beats, Them shits would hit.
You with it?
I'm here for it. I don't like the music that comes from it. I'm not a huge fan of it, especially when it comes with 21 Savage. Now, I will say, I do think Metro has a future in scoring movies. Mm-hmm. If he could do a film, like if he could score like a Jordan Peele movie, that should be hard. But I don't need him to score another 21 Savage movie. Though. I ain't trying to watch
not another one of these.
Yeah, not another one of those. That's straight to Netflix shit. I ain't trying to see that. I need him to do some big boy shit. So that's why I say the stuff with him at 21 was getting stale to me. Mm-hmm. But that might just be a me thing. I may be in the minority with that.
Do you think Drake is too much of a chameleon where like his style morphs to whoever he's with too much?
That's a very good question. And if he didn't do them so well, because he does the styles well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He can hop on the trap shit. He can do the singing shit. He can bar you up on the songs with no hook. Like he's like a cheat code. He's like, I don't know. He's like Victor Wembanyama. Shout out to Victor Wembanyama. He's the future #1 pick. He's like a unicorn. We've never seen anybody like this that can do so many different styles and genres of hip hop at a high level. We've never seen it. So for him, it works. And also because he puts people on that he does that with.
Yeah, he does.
I told you I'm a Drake fan. Listen, I'm a Drake apologist. He can do no wrong. I won't stand for any Drake slander. I can't do it. He's dope. He too dope. And y'all know it too. Okay. We all know it.
How many more albums does he have in him without collabs?
If he keeps refreshing himself like that, but that's why I say this is smart.
Yeah.
The collab is smart. Like the collab with Future was smart and it was fire.
It was.
You know what I mean? Like Drake is an A-lister. Mm-hmm. Like he's arguably the biggest rapper out, maybe the biggest artist out. And to see him doing collabs.
Taylor Swift.
Well, yeah, okay, behind Taylor Swift for sure, maybe. But when you see him doing collabs and doing projects with people that you wouldn't necessarily expect, mm-hmm. he's not so serious enough to where he can't do that, which is why you get him doing records with Block Boy JB or McConan. Like that's what keeps him refreshed. It's 48 Laws of Power. You stand next to whoever's hot.
I think he does do that well, like where you don't see a Prince doing so many collabs with other people or Sade doing collabs with other people. I think that's what makes Drake good. Well, maybe not good. Maybe that's the wrong word, but
amazing.
Makes approachable. He's touchable. He seems like, okay, well, I can't necessarily afford Drake to come to my concert, or I can't, as an HBCU, have him at my homecoming, but I'm going to invite 21 Savage because I can afford that bag, but 21 Savage is going to bring out Drake because Drake wants to be with the people.
Exactly.
Essentially.
And you could argue, and we're going on a rant, but I love this conversation. You could argue that that's where Nicki went wrong.
I would argue that's where Nicki went wrong. I mean, look, him too. I think a lot of them have trouble making way for the next generation, which, I mean, a lot of different scenarios. You can go to politics or music with that because people just don't want to get out of the way. They feel like I have established this lane, I own this lane, no one else is going to come. But then when you have somebody bringing the receipts on Twitter, to be like, you just sound like a hater.
And that's why Drake is still at the only reason he's still hot as he is because he's done records with other people. So you can remain relevant without having to put out music.
Right.
Where Nicki right now is ice cold because she was in her queen. She ran with the brand of a queen, and queens don't kick it with jokers and peasants.
That's what she messed up. But yeah, I mean, even Beyonce does it. Beyonce will help, not necessarily struggling artists, but low-key artists, and then bring them up with her brand.
Yeah.
And use her brand to leverage them versus, I'm going to like shit on everybody because they're not me.
That can bite you in the ass.
You're
doing songs with Katy Perry, Nicki. You should have been doing it with other people. My bad. We went on a rant.
All right. Number 2.
Back to the list. Number 2.
Number 2, Pusha T, It's Almost Dry.
Ooh, Pusha Ton. Okay. He is probably the luckiest rapper alive. He has Kanye West and Pharrell on speed dial for music, which probably nobody not named Jay-Z can do. So that already puts you at an advantage. Now, for some, that is looked at as a handicap and can be looked at as a disadvantage.
Oh.
And this may be on somebody's disappointed list too. I know it's weird. Just follow us. However, you can look at it one of two ways. I'm looking at it as, yo, this is amazing. These are two of the best producers of all time, and he has them on speed dial. He did an album split down the middle. 6 Pharrell beats, 5 Kanye beats, and then 1 was co-produced by both of them.
Right.
That's a dream for probably 95% of rappers out there.
You think he's still paying for beats?
Hell yeah. Well, maybe not Kanye's because they were on the same label, but they got to get some off there though. Even though damn Pharrell is man too though. I don't know how that works. They might get points on the album or some shit.
It's probably some kind of points. Cameron, let us know what's up.
Hey, Cameron Sheen, let us know. I know you know. Yeah. Shout out to my guy, man. I know he know what it is. But it is a fire project. Real quick though, hold on before we get to number 1. They talking about Dre, yo. This is hilarious. Let me ask this. Shout out to my guy Matthew Harris. Let me ask this. It's Almost Dry better than Daytona?
That's close.
It's close.
I like Daytona. I like Daytona because it puts you in a place and gives you all of those vibes. It's Almost Dry is some very solid cocaine bars. Not gonna lie, but
for sure,
you know.
Yeah, and that's what Pusha T gonna give you. If I had to call it, I would say Daytona by a smidgen, which again,
just a smidge.
And it was only 7 songs, so you could argue if that's better than this, is this not disappointing?
Am I not disappointed?
Are you not disappointed? Would you be surprised if this was on our disappointed list that's dropping on Thursday? Maybe, maybe not.
Have we forecast the list enough?
Oh,
Just
shit.
say, hey, we love these, but...
However, there's some room for improvement. That's all.
Something different. You ready for this number 1?
And we need a drum roll for numero uno. I think somebody might have already guessed this. Shout out to Black Zach Morris. Deviant for Life, man. Super chat. We appreciate that, big dog. Great content, y'all. Happy New Year 2023. Are we getting that E40 albums ranked? Man, listen. We are working hard for that E40, dog.
You come to the right place.
You come to the right place. We are going to make it happen. But if y'all familiar with E40, he has 69 albums. I don't
And one on the way.
And one on the way, I'm sure. So not only does he have a ton of music, but he's also active. He just dropped the Mount Westmore. I mean, even though that's a group album, but still, he is working his ass off, man. So we're gonna try to get to it. Deviant for Life. Not try. We're going to get to it. We working on it. Stay tuned, man. Thank you, though.
Stay tapped in, please.
Okay, number 1. My bad. Go ahead.
Number 1, we got Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers.
Ooh, Kendrick had been... I ain't gonna lie. For a minute, I thought he retired. Not gonna lie.
But he thought he retired.
Yeah, exactly. And for a second, I was like, hey, dude might not make music no more. Like, rumors were it was supposed to come out in 2020. And then something happened in 2020. What was it? Oh, shit, the pandemic. That's right.
COVID.
The pandemic happened. COVID happened. And so, obviously, nobody was dropping music at that time. You can't tour, so that was a smart play. So he finally dropped. And then 2021 happened, and he didn't drop it. Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to headline Coachella, I think, 2020 as well. So that's really what kind of gassed us up, thinking that he was going to drop. Him not dropping, it's like, yo, what? Like, what the fuck? So 2022 roll around, I'm like, yo, if we get to January 1, 2023 and there's no Kendrick, dude is hanging it up. It's over with.
It's in the rafters.
Yeah. Put his jersey in the Raptors. He had a great run. But then he dropped that damn, that Heart Part 5 video. Man, I remember where I was at when that shit came out. Kitchen table, eating dinner. Listen, I don't know what I was eating, though.
You feel it in your soul.
I felt that. Listen, I pressed play on that video. I stopped eating and was locked into my little iPhone. I'm watching on my iPhone. I'm mad I didn't pray. I'm mad I didn't put on the damn TV.
Airplay, bro.
I am locked into that video. Number 1, the Marvin Gaye song. That's one of my favorite songs of all time that he sampled. 2, the shape shifting video. I'm trying to peep who he's shaping into, or he's all of that good shit. And then 3, the last verse with the Nipsey shit. Bruh. Needless to say, all of my worries were gone once I heard that song, I was like, oh, okay, he back, he here. So this album is fire. It's a double CD, super dope. I will say this though. We mentioned this about Joey Badass earlier about his previous work. There's some heavy themes on this Kendrick.
Yes.
Very heavy.
Yes.
And so I was worried after I listened to it, like, yo, am I ever gonna want to listen to this shit again? Do I feel like feeling like this?
The answer is
hell yeah. Like, hey, listen,
put it on right now.
Yes, there was more than enough music for me to run back to. That's what I was afraid of. Because he's talking about the therapy shit, the cheating, the this, that, and the third. But the daddy issues stuff, like all of that type of shit. But there's more than enough to revisit. The song with Blast. My favorite song, damn, I just lost it that quick.
The Argument? No.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the Argument song might be the worst song this year.
Oh
I'm not
my
gonna
God.
lie. That I love this album. I love Kendrick. I'm a huge fan. That Argument joint is trash.
You think it's trash?
Man,
It's so realistic though.
Yeah, but
that might be why it's trash.
Yeah, but who wants to? What mood do you got to be in to want to hear that?
I'm not gonna like learn the lyrics to this song, but it's there.
Count Me Out is my favorite song on there. I couldn't think of the name of it to save my life. But yeah, that song I can't. I was one and done on that, and then I listened to it again when the video came out. Those would be the only 2 times that I listened to that song.
There's a video?
Yes,
I gotta check it out
because you love the song. It's your favorite.
I
song
don't love it, but I get it, and I will watch the video. So. But what I was gonna say is that a lot of the top albums this year were like super introspective, had a lot of personal takes on it, and a lot to do with mental health. Do you think that that's going to be a theme going forward, or people will go back into their not necessarily misogynistic bag, but they're like big shit talking bag?
No, I think we have Jay-Z 444 to thank for this. I think that 444 walked. So this Mr. Morale and Big Steppers could step. Hey! Anything? Nothing?
Well
all right. But no, I think this is a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
Because Jay moves culture. He's very influential. He was on his grown man shit in there.
Very much so.
You know what I mean? When traditionally, if you look at like him and maybe Kanye, like Watch the Throne, like they're in that shit talking bag. Or even like Blueprint 3 or Magna Carta, he's talking about the paintings in his wall. Like he's talking big shit.
Right.
That one, he was more vulnerable. He opened up.
Because he almost lost all his shit.
Yeah, exactly. When you almost lose Beyonce, that'll change how you move. They're like, what the fuck? So
like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So I say that to say Kendrick, that opened the door for music like this to be accepted by a mainstream big dog artist, in my opinion.
Do you think, I mean, they are mainstream artists, but they're not really radio artists. Like Drake is probably the most radio friendly. Drake, maybe Future, most radio friendly on the list. Like everybody else, you have to like know what song you like, and you have to be, they have to be the shit in your group chat.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, you'll never get an album like this from Drake.
No.
It don't even match his brand.
No, he does talk about daddy issues and mom issues.
True.
That's
true.
That's about it.
But he won't give a full, like this is like a concept album. Like he's not going to do a full concept album, even though I do believe it will be dope.
You don't think Honestly Nevermind was a concept album?
If I'm in Greece. No, I don't listen. Dude, I don't know what that was. And I may revisit it in a year or two.
Played it twice, going to Chattanooga and on the way back.
Really?
Bruh, got me there.
Really?
It did. I don't know. It worked.
Yo, my wife hates that shit.
Well,
when she's singing, or like she doesn't like that nasally area. She doesn't like that.
Oh, well, he's not like a vocalist.
Right.
But I think it was the beats, really. It wasn't me listening to what he was saying.
It was the vibes.
Exactly. It was a vibe.
It's always the vibes.
It was a vibe.
That's fair. I ain't mad at that. But the numero uno, Kendrick Lamar, again, we waited what felt like 35 years, and he delivered. It met even my expectations. I don't know where this falls in his catalog. One day, yes, we will do the Kendrick list, because we probably won't get another album for 7 years.
Easily could have been the most disappointing, though, if he didn't deliver.
Oh, hell yeah. That's the thing. Like, having high-ass expectations, even for someone as talented or as dope as Kendrick Lamar, things can still go left.
Yes.
Like no one is above having a mid project. You know what I mean? Like honestly, never mind.
I like that one.
Or Jay-Z got some mid projects. Like let's be clear, no one's above that. J. Cole has a project I don't really like, and he dope as hell. So like, I can name a whack album from anybody.
Yes,
Except,
that's a list too.
Except, ooh, that's a list.
That is a list.
Yo, that's a list. Whack albums from dope artists.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay, sorry. That's a list. We gotta write that down. Don't forget that.
I won't.
Hold on. Let me throw this. You threw yours early.
I threw mine right on time. It was absolute perfect.
Real quick. So that's our wrap up for the top 22 albums of 2022. Again, we will have a legitimate episode of this dropping tomorrow morning.
Yep, tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, and then after that, the following day, we'll have our top 10 disappointed albums.
Yeah, make sure y'all check that out. I love to see the comments on there.
That should get real spicy. And then we're doing it big in 2023, man. We are working our ass off to increase the output. A lot of people have been asking, yo, this once a week, that ain't it.
Nah, 8 minutes a week.
Yeah, we know that ain't it. Trust us. We are trying our best to up the output to more.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna put a number on it, but more. But we're gonna make that happen next year, early next year too. Just keep your eye out. And a matter of fact, you want to tell them what the first episode of next year is?
I'm gonna let you do it. Unveil it.
What his album made the top 10.
Is that a good hit?
That's vague as hell. All right, that ain't really. All right, fuck it. Nas is the first album. Excuse me, is the first episode of 2023.
Yeah.
Nas albums ranked. Again, we had done this previously. He announced King Disease 3. Mm-hmm. We had to go back in the lab.
I had to wait on it.
Reshoot it again. Voice off. I had the T and shit. He got like 15 albums. We finally did it. It will be the very first episode
of January
of 2023. I'm excited. And we got some big episodes coming up after that too, man. So again, y'all throw y'all suggestions. Y'all let us know who y'all want to see. We will get to it. Shout out to E40.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody for tapping in.
Short. Stay tapped in.
Oh, man. People keep asking about Too Short. Man, that's a long list, man. Well, we're going to get to it, though. I promise you. We're going to get to it. Anything before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it. I'm looking forward to a great 2023. We're going to increase it as soon as possible. And like I said, love it. All you guys' suggestions. And we got some big dogs coming up.
Absolutely, man. Make sure you subscribe if you're like, who the hell are these two people talking? Subscribe. Check out our list. I promise you, you are going to enjoy. Until the next time, we are out.